I would really appreciate if somebody that watches my video knows how to make this HLG trick better. Uh, I would really appreciate if somebody can help us all, because the best way to use black frame insertion is HLG dynamic tone mapping on. Why? Because that's the only way you can get the screen bright enough to use black frame insertion. So I use black frame insertion all the time. This is Mad Max. This game is absolutely amazing. By the way, you see the screen red? That's not because the colors are wrong. That's just the game. When you are about to die, the whole screen is like red. So you can just repair the car by, stepping down. So I use black frame insertion all the time because it's amazing. This is Mad Max. I strongly recommend this game. It's a game from 2015 that looks amazing. It plays amazing, super fun. The story is great. The music is great. And it is not demanding. So if you have a computer, but it is not a very high-end gaming computer, you can get 120 frames on this game just by tweaking the settings or maybe lowering the resolution a little bit. So if you've never tried black frame insertion because getting 120 frames is too much and you don't like the 60 hertz flicker, at 120 the screen doesn't flicker. There's no flicker whatsoever, and you do this, the motion clarity is perfection. This is just insane. Like, I want to play every single game with black frame insertion. So now, the reason why I'm doing this video is to tell you that I am working on improving this HLG trick, the colors, because I do see that there is a red push. I do not like sometimes the sky looks a little bit too blue in comparison with my plasma TV. My plasma TV, the sky looks a lot more natural, and the colors, they look more saturated too, which might be, the plasma might be oversaturating some colors, but I like it. So my point is, I am trying to improve my color recommendations. I am working on it. I'm learning. I am reading. I'm trying to figure this out to help everybody, especially if you are like me and you want to use black frame insertion all the time. But I know there are people who watch my videos that they know, and they can help us all. And for some reason, they are not helping. For some reason, I would really appreciate if you know better. Please help me. I'm not here to spread misinformation. I know that HLG trick is not accurate at all. I know that color gamut on native, it is not, it's just there for calibration purposes. When you calibrate the TV on SDR, it's going to lock that to that native color gamut. I know that's not, you're not supposed to use that. It's completely inaccurate. But these TVs, they have an amazing feature that's called black frame insertion Motion Pro that I want to use all the time. And the best way to get that brightness, to use black frame insertion, is using dynamic tone mapping on with this HLG trick, 1113111. This is what I'm talking about. You change this EOTF to HLG, and then you use dynamic tone mapping. This is the best way to use black frame insertion. This looks super bright. It looks perfect. The brightness I'm getting here is perfect. It's just amazing. So I want to use this. I don't care how wrong it is. So if I use the color gamut on auto detect and 55, it is not saturated. It looks bad. It looks desaturated. It looks pallid. So I have to use that color gamut on native. So what I'm doing is basically all the time I use native 50. What I'm trying right now is I'm using the NVIDIA control panel to lower that red push. But I know that's not going to make, that's not going to make the colors more accurate or anything like that. but I'm using this NVIDIA color control panel, adjust desktop color settings, and I'm selecting here red, and I'm lowering that saturation to 0.95, the gamma. Basically, I lower the gamma of the color red, and I'm keeping everything else the same, because if I start playing with this, I'm just gonna make the problem worse, and I'm going to end up with inaccurate colors anyway. But I know for sure that somebody is watching this video and somebody knows how to make this better, a little bit better. I'm not asking for, you know, perfect color accuracy or anything like that. I'm gonna be playing video games. It's not that. It's not something that I really, you know, require or need to have a perfect accuracy. But I am sure there has to be something I can do to get rid of that red push and to get a better result. And I would share that with everybody. I don't want to spread misinformation. I will never say that, you know, my HLG trick or the options that I use, I will never say that's accurate. I will never claim that I'm a professional calibrator or anything like that, because I'm not. I know nothing, but I do want to use that Motion Pro, and I do want to, you know, make this TV look the best, because I spend a lot of money on the TV, on the computer, and there are a lot of people who are on the same boat as me, and I want to help them. So if you're watching my videos, rather than saying, and you know, and you're probably an expert, you saying, oh, you just have the TV in the wrong mode, that's completely wrong or inaccurate, instead of saying that, offer me a solution. Offer me a solution. I would really appreciate it. And thank you. And I know you can. So, you know, if I do a video and I talk about something that is wrong, I need to offer a solution. Otherwise, that has no value at all. If I tell you, oh, this is wrong, I don't agree with this, or, you know, whatever, I have to offer a solution. So do it. Be, you know, be a good person, and help us all. That's all. And I know you are a good person. For some reason, I don't see a lot of experts stepping up and saying, you know, and give us a solution. So, for example, if you are an expert, and I don't want to mention names, but if you have an opinion, you know, if you, in your opinion, HDR is amazing, and we should, you know, enjoy HDR gaming is the best, and all of that, you should be willing to do whatever it takes to just use HDR all the time. So even if you're not gonna use Motion Pro on an SDR game like this, you can use that HLG trick and get HDR with thumb mapping off, and it looks fantastic. Now, the colors are wrong. Okay, offer a solution. Try to fix it. Tell everybody. Why are you going to dismiss how good or how useful is this HLG trick? Why? For what reason? So it is not technically correct, but it has a lot of value, and it does look awesome in many ways. So if the colors are messed up, well, find a solution and help us all. That's all I'm asking. So I will do a video talking in person, because this kind of videos I do just showing the computer or the game, they don't get a lot of views, because, you know, people would rather see a person talking than a game, it seems. So, but you know, I've been playing today, and that's what I've been doing, opening a lot of games, trying to change that color calibration. The thing is, I would like to use my plasma TV to match, but I cannot use, so if I correct the colors with that NVIDIA control panel, I cannot, you know, the plasma is also going to be affected. So I cannot, match the plasma using that NVIDIA control panel, because I don't have a way to control independently the two displays. I wish I could do that. I would definitely do a much better job, because the plasma, it might not be accurate, but it looks awesome to me. So that's what matters. And if nobody can help us, and nobody give us information, and I do have hope that somebody is going to be kind enough to bless us all with their knowledge. But if nobody does that, I'm going to end up just reaching out to a professional calibrator, and whatever. If I have to pay, I will. I might use the money I make from this channel and pay a professional calibrator just to get a better understanding, and to and help everybody, basically. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I was not happy with that Genshin Impact settings recommendation, because I basically just said, oh, this game is super bright, just use blue light filter and forget about a colorful game. And I think that's not fair with that game. That game looks amazing. That is not fair at all. So I'm about to die. That's why the colors are so messed up and the screen is like shaky. So yeah, I was not happy with that at all, because that game I'm in love with that game, actually. It looks amazing. Genshin Impact, super beautiful world, and it performs like a dream. Like, I'm getting 120 frames black frame insertion there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So you see, the combat system on this game is like Batman, but it's super nice, actually. You have these charged punches, and you have the blocks, and the combos are super nice. I love it. This is an awesome game, so I strongly recommend it. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Hopefully somebody who knows watched the beginning of the video at least, and can give me a clue. Again, I'm studying the color spaces, what calibration does, what does increasing the saturation does. So if you increase the saturation on Rec 709, how does that compare with DCI-P3 with less saturation? Is HDR supposed to look the same as SDR? So for example, an SDR game with color accuracy, is the HDR presentation supposed to look more saturated? And in my experience with Far Cry 6, which is the best HDR color beautiful game that I've ever seen, in my experience on Far Cry 6, the SDR presentation is less colorful, actually. So that tells me that maybe HDR is supposed to look more colorful, because 10 bits, bigger color space, more brightness, maybe, but I'm not sure. So I'm learning and figuring out what is what a way to improve this, to make it better. So yeah, let's see, what can I do? So again, the character is about to die. That's why the screen is so messed up. It's like flickering, and it's looking completely desaturated, because I'm about to die. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video.